All right. Hello. I'm back again working with 5th grade. And if you just saw the video that's intended to come before this, you saw where we worked this out. And it seems to be, I know for many of us in our background in mathematics, this seems to be quite the long way to go around it, unless you realize that it really focuses on my 5 times 4, my 2 times 4, and my 1 times 4. And then all I have to know after that are powers of 10. So if so I'm only working with those 3 basic facts and then powers of 10 after that, which for many of our students gives them an entry point, gives them somewhere to start. But how do we transition to this, which can be quite cumbersome, to what you and I remember, or at least something very close to that? Here's how it looks. If I understand my facts, that's the first thing, to really have that down. This gives the kids a chance to break it apart into these partial quotients of 500 times 4, which is the 2000, of 200 times 4, and 100 times 4. We couldn't do that back in the day, right? But if we consider this, it's 3,503. You and I would look at the 35, but remember it's 35 hundreds, because obviously 3,000, I can't get 4 thousands out of 3,000, especially not in 5th grade. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, all right, so if I'm considering 35 hundreds, it's not 36, so I can't get 9 groups out of there. But remember, I'm in the hundreds, so it'll be 900 groups. So probably I can get 800 groups. Now, if we're good with place value and we're good with our facts, then by putting an 8 here over the 5, I'm indicating 800 because that's the place I'm in. I'm in the hundreds place. So I have 800 groups of 4. That's what this means. If that's the case, it's still the same idea of 8 times 4, which we know to be 32, but because we're in the hundreds place, we're really subtracting 3,200. We always did back in our time, but we made it a little more complicated with the arrows and everything, which can throw kids off, probably threw some of us off if we're honest about it. Now, when I subtract here, I'm going to get 303. Look at that. It's the same thing we got here after taking out 500, 200, and 100, which is the same as 800, and there it is. So now I'm looking at 303. Again, if I know my facts, then I know that 4 times 7 is 28, but I'm in the tens place. So if I were to put a 7 here, I don't mean 7, I mean 70. So I need 70 groups of 4, which is 280, because 7 groups of 4 would be 28, so 70 groups of 4 would be 280. So I subtract that out. Look at this. I'm going to end up with 23. I mean, we can go through and you can see here, right? If you need to do that, that's fine. But regardless of how you approach it, we get 23. Okay, I know that 5 groups of 4 are what I need now, so I'm going to subtract out 20 and be left with the 3. I'm still in the same conundrum that I was here. So this is where, if you remember, you put the decimal in the dividend, then you put it up here with the quotient, so you kept everything straight. And keeping that in mind, so I'm not changing the value when I put the 0 in the tenths place, but I'm considering tenths now. I really do have to think about that if I'm going to keep up with the place value. So I'm looking at 4 going into 30 tenths. Well, in order for that to happen, I need 7 tenths, because then I'm taking out 28 tenths, and I'm left with 2 tenths. Still can't do much with that. But if I put a 0 in the hundredths place, up here in the dividend, haven't changed the value, then I have 20 hundredths. So now I have 4 going into 20 hundredths. Well, I need 5, not just 5, but 5 hundredths. And that gives me the 20 hundredths down here. with a remainder of 0. Woohoo! Look at that. I get the same result. And I haven't lost track of place value. And I've gone from this longer method, but giving kids a chance to break it down by facts they're comfortable with or facts they know, to something that is more like what you and I remember, because we still have to bring down something a little bit extra here, but we're not losing our place and we're understanding the magnitude of the problem, which is very important. Thank you.